guess it's, I think 8 of God's story told by me, my testimony. I just want to say that when he brings you back, when he calls you back home, all the stuff that you've ever been through, you realize you was never alone. All those times I should have died, I didn't die. Even though there was all that suffering, even though there was all that pain, being raped, going through certain things, looking back, I can feel something protecting me. Something being there. Even though I got through all those beatings and had all that stuff done to me, somehow, something was still protecting me. It's like a bubble over me. And even though I felt the pain, every bit of it, it was God giving me the strength to endure it. God giving me the strength to overcome it. And to keep my head held high. I may have thought I wasn't loved. But something sure didn't make me feel like I was loved. Loved enough to still live through all that. Loved enough to where I can make it. Because none of those things was who I was meant to be. None of those things was who I was. All of those things was made to create who God needed me to be. All of those things was my wisdom, my knowledge, my strength, my power to become the person that God made me to be. The person that I am today. And even though he's still working on me, because he's never done working on you until you go home. You'll always be learning. You'll always be growing. You'll always be building who God plans you to be until he takes you home. His plan was to make sure that everybody knew just how great he is, how amazing he is, how much love he has for us. Because you think you went through that alone? Nah. See, every bit of it that I went through, God was on, just like he was over me, taking those beatings right along with me, holding my hand. You don't think that it was painful for him to go through and to see his own child go through what his own child went through? If anybody has a child, you can barely stand up when they bust their head, get a scratch, or see them going through any kind of heartache or pain. That's how God is with you. Not only can he not stand it, but he actually goes through it with you. He's actually there with you, taking those beatings right along with you, taking every bit of it. He is your strength, the reason why you're able to stand and went through those things you went through. He loves us that much. If anybody wants to doubt that he didn't suffer right along with you, just look at Jesus. It is your confirmation. He is your proof that God has suffered and gone through everything with you. He knows every bit of your pain. He's not one of those people that is in high authority and high rank place to where he thinks he's better and doesn't have to do it. No, he is a God that came down and suffered with each and every one of us, walked in our shoes. He knows every bit of our pain because he did it himself. Not only did he go there with you individually to each and every one of us, but he sent his son himself as proof and as evidence of his love for us. So don't ever doubt God's love for you. Don't ever doubt how important you are. Because you matter. You're important. The reason why the devil wanted me so bad is because he knew of all the people that I was going to bless with my kindness and my hope through all my pain, all my suffering, all my horrific abuse. I still gave enough to care. I still had the strength and the courage to keep on being, keep on giving, to keep on loving. Because I was not going to allow this hatefulness, this evil, and this negativity to exist all by itself in the world. Not when someone like me can sit there and give love to other people. And now, I'm able to share God's gospel. I'm able to spread God's message. God has blessed me with a purpose to be his hands and to be his mouth and to spread his truth and to help gather up all his missing sheep, to help guide his children, to help feed his sheep. So when you look back at why the devil wanted to take your life so bad, wanted you to take your own life, is because of who God was making you to be. Why God made you, why you was created in the first place. We all have a purpose. We all have a meaning. And it's way more than what you can ever imagine. God's love is way more than you can ever imagine. So don't you give up. Don't give up on yourself. And don't you give up on God. Because he has never given up on you. And he will never stop loving you. So don't you stop loving yourself. You can do this. You can make it. Trust. Trust in God. Trust yourself. Love yourself and love God and love others. There's so much more I could say, but that was just as much as I can jam into a little bit of nutshell that I could. But God loves you. Thank y'all and God bless.